All right, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Glad to have to chat
Madam,
with you
Madam
again.
Ziti.
Glad to have to chat with you again, sir. So let's
Morning,
start
Madam
formally.
Ziti.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's start formally. Can we meet you for the purpose of our viewers?
Meeting again.
Yes, sir. Who are you and in what
Well,
capacity you're talking to us?
I'm popularly known as Comrade JJ Kataps.
Okay.
But now I am a chief. So if you address me as Chief JJ Kataps,
It will be more appropriate.
it is more appropriate because I have come of age. I hold a title in my kingdom,
Which is?
which is the Bank Kingdom. So my title is Denzel Bobang,
Wow.
and my forebears or our fathers gave us titles based on whatever God has revealed to them in their own way. I don't know why they gave me that title.
What does it imply?
Nzel Bobang is like the eye of the people.
Wow.
And so I do not take it for granted.
Very well. That's massive, actually.
I don't
What a
take it-
huge responsibility.
Yes, I don't take it for granted at all. I don't take it for granted. And that is why we are always prepared, either to our community, to the government, any other person, as long as you're going to do something that affects our community,
You don't let it slide.
I will be the first among those to react because we are supposed to be the custodians of our customs and tradition. And as a people, I'm happy to God for giving me such a wonderful background. I come from the background of the great Tokamchim, who was a great ruler in the 19th century, 20th century. The lineage keep coming down, and as you all are aware, I am Mambila. We are from the Bantu extraction,
Okay.
and you must have read our history.
Very well.
So
A very elaborate one indeed.
no, it is, and by the special grace of God, and for the days that He has numbered for us, we'll keep telling truth to power, authority, because the moment a society becomes voiceless, tyrants and dictators will take over.
Very well. That's why they say in an unjust society, silence is a crime.
Of course.
But then we cannot know whether certain things that are taken, decisions that are taken on our behalf are unjust or not, except we hear opinions of stakeholders like you. A very broad responsibility your community has given you. I will be talking generally the Mambila community, the eye of the community. Now recently we just heard news, although Taraba is usually fond of rumors until such is verified, even though it's very difficult to verify because no government official is willing to talk to you and all of that. But we will be sure to get the substance of the matter. We've been seeing making the rounds in the media, especially the social media, about the sale of a very valuable assets in the Mambila. That's the tea, the Highland tea. Are you aware of it, sir?
The purported arrangement behind the scene to sell the Highland tea, that is not going to happen.
But you've heard of the
No,
you call it purported anyway.
not even the purported. We have seen the document released by Tarawa Investment Managing Director.
Who is responsible for
Who is
this document?
responsible for that?
Who was giving trust rather by the
Yes,
people?
yes, we have seen him. We have seen the letter that he has made public, and privatization does not take that kind of process. No, not such a company. You want to privatize a company for reasons that you think it is best for government. What you do is, in some cases, it goes through processes.
Due process.
Yes, it goes through them, and it is not something you do it under 1 year. When the government is about to exit. No. You do it maybe in 4 years, and you place it with the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where the thing is in the public glare, where people do the thing publicly and the rest. And before that, even committee of experts would have been set up to look at the reason why we have to privatize. Now, a lot of stories have come up, we want to privatize because of this or that. You do not privatize a company that is making humongous profits.
As it stands now.
A humongous profit, my sister. Now, before 2015, yes, the Highland tea factory was having huge challenges. And what were they? The Nigerian system of us not having steady power supply, and then, of course, when you do not have steady power supply, it means that the engines in the factory have to run on diesel.
Very well.
And
higher cost of production.
Yes, higher cost of production, and the machineries in the factory were becoming absolute. Therefore, it means that challenges were so huge. Now, before the advent of this administration in 2015, the Dan Baba administration and other previous administration, they had put certain things in motion, and the Tunga Dam, for example, that would generate not only power, that will also supply the water to the tea farms.
For irrigation.
For irrigation.
Wow.
These were already on ground. It was just a little percentage of funding for the turbine to be completed. When the former acting governor, Alhaji Sani Danladi Abubakar, came on board, one of his first assignments was to release money or funds for the final payment for the turbine and the replacement of the absolute machines in the factory. And the directive, the marching order that was given to the managing director then was like, take this money and let this thing come immediately. Let it not take all those bureaucracy and things like that.
Considering that it was a money spinner for
Of course, of course. And so the man did that. They paid the counterpart fund, the turbines were completed, the new machineries were installed when this administration came on board. And so the first major assignment that this administration went to do was to go and commission the Tunga turbine. Now, I know that government is a continuity.
Very well.
After all, it was from one PDP government to another.
Exactly.
And so, yes.
It was credit for the party.
Of course. So when the governor is going to a commission, why will we get ourselves worried?
About who started it?
Yes, but no credit was given to the people who started it. Credit was given to this present administration. I was there.
Winner takes it all.
No, I was there. I was there. Not that somebody told me. I was there, and I was sad. I was sad, but there was nothing anyone could do. I was there. I was already even a retired civil servant. So I said, well, and now that you are no longer buying diesel, you have new machines.
You have water.
There's water for irrigation. The company just went into massive production. Do you know that sometimes it takes companies and individuals 3 to 6 months queuing up to get what they have already paid for as deposit to get the product in the Highland tea?
Because it's in high demand?
Of course.
Wow.
Of course. The brand, the Highland brand of tea, it is one of the best in the world. You can go to the company and obtain the number of awards she has gotten, either locally, nationally, or internationally.
For the quality of tea.
Of the quality of tea.
So basically what you're saying in total is that the tea company right now as it stands is making profit for the Taraba State government.
The beverages company in Kakara is making humongous profit, and that is collaborated by the managing director Taraba Investment. in his interview with Rock FM in Jalingo.
So, but why? What's their reason for wanting to sell it then?
You better direct that question to the managing director, Taraba Investment Limited, because that man need to be arrested.
Well, since we can't have access to him, we have struggled to meet and interview him. We can't get. At least you are the eyes of your community, the Mambila. Even if it's your community, the part of those who produce this tea as well. What's the mindset of your people?
The mindset of our people, don't dare, don't attempt to go and say you want to sell that national or the people's heritage. Not at all, whatsoever.
Why?
Because it is the only stable, uninterrupted source of internally generated revenue. My worry from 2015 to date, where is the financial statements of that company?
I was going to ask you that.
How much profit has the company made?
Exactly. When you
And
were saying
how much money, and into which government account has that revenue accrued to? You see, these are questions that we need to ask, because from the stories we hear, proceeds from the company is going into private
pockets,
individual pockets here and there. We hear a lot of stories. So if the company, as collaborated by the MD Taraba Investment, is making humongous profit from 2015 to date, and that is the reason why they now want to privatize 70%, it is so embarrassing, because when you privatize 70%, it means that you have lost control.
Sure.
of that entity. What is going to happen to the over 4,000 workers that are working? Because
who are members of the community,
of course,
the host community.
Of course, yes.
I was going to come back to that.
Yes. Because if I buy a company that is making huge profit, I would like to make more profit. So I would downsize.
Sure.
It's just natural with business people.
Very well.
Downsize to make more profit.
Certainly.
So what happens to these people, this category of people? And you see, I feel so embarrassed when I listen to the managing director that the company is solely owned by Taraba State government. No,
Okay.
it is a joint venture investment by Taraba State government and the 16 local governments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Okay.
Pursuant to the joint venture law, and you can get an extraction of that law from Taraba State House of Assembly.
Very well.
So there's no how you come. Of course, we know that they have put their stooges in the 16 local government, so they can just come and write them one threatening note and say you have agreed that you want to sell this one, and all of them will run scampering. But we are saying that no, as the heritage of the people, you cannot do that.
Okay, sir, now let me ask. You have a stake. Are you shareholders, the community? Do you have a stake, a legal standing that can stop the sale of this company?
No, listen. It is not about having shares. Our forefathers who gave out that land, there must have been an agreement. You cannot just come and build something on nothing.
Very well.
Our forefathers who came and said, okay, yes, we have donated this land, and it is this land that has now planted this tea. It is this tea that is employing over 4,000 people.
Our people.
Yes, our people. It is these 4,000 people that the community now is also, and surrounding villages now are also enjoying 24/7 electricity supply as a result of this powering from the Tunga Dam. So with these advantages, our people gave out this land, and the promise that was made then was that yes, when you give us this land, what we are going to do, one, we will give you the seedlings free.
Replicate.
We will give you the chemicals free of charge, so that in the neighboring villages you can also plant the same tea.
And they offtake.
And then when you harvest, you take it to the factory and sell to the factory and make money. So it is not just us. It is, like I said earlier, it is our heritage. And so you cannot come now to say that because on paper, as an individual, we didn't individually buy shares there, so we have no right to say, no, 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 it is the local government that belongs to us. It is the land that belongs to us. And without us giving the land, the company wouldn't even exist in that very place.
Very well. So what's the next move? Already we've seen the paper in the public, even though we as ZT Communications were not able to authenticate the information making the rounds on the online and the rest, but you as a stakeholder, a critical stakeholder, has confirmed that yes, it is true. The Taraba State Investment Company has released that later, staking to sell 70% of the tea company, which is situated in your community. Now, what's the next move, sir?
Now, why will you sell Mambila Highland tea to a company that is yielding huge profits for you? Why haven't you done so to moribund or other moribund investments? Taraba Motel is lying in West. 50-bedroom hotel in Jolinyame Stadium is lying in West. The Jolinyame Stadium itself is lying in West. Our guest houses in Gembu and Ukari is lying in West. I can go on. Even the cassava processing company, we hear that they have already privatized that one since without the public knowing. Who built it? Who invested millions of our money there? You don't know. You just come now through secret third party, whatever. You are just amassing this wealth. I want to challenge not only the MD. Honestly, I want to challenge Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku that this thing that you are doing to us Tarabans, what have you done in your life for the people of Taraba? As I'm talking to you, I have been a teacher for 35 years. So I know that all my life I have contributed in building the state or even the nation. So therefore, if I am talking on behalf of what is happening in Taraba State, I'm talking because I've contributed to building her and developing her. Let the governor tell us what he did throughout his adult life, from childhood to adult life, what he did for the people of Taraba State, that he is coming to wreck it now at this level. People, look, see, at my age, whether somebody likes it or not, I'm a senior citizen.
Sure.
That I have served my fatherland for 35 years and retired. And even in retirement, I have not been paid my entitlement by this government. And many others who have never been paid and who have died in the process. We cannot be cowed to say that we should keep quiet over ill treatment that is going on. Taraba State government or whoever is contemplating the idea, do not sell Mambila Highland tea through any proxy.
Is there a likelihood that some of you who are prominent sons or the eyes of the community over there will take legal actions?
There are a lot of measures that will go, not only just legal. We are approaching it from all fronts. We are firing from all cylinders. We are saying no. No to this. I know that some people will say, Kataps, why are you vibrating? Blah, 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 blah. Why you know the people who brought Darius and the rest of them? Yes, we make mistakes, but the governor and some of our stakeholders will know that when he was a candidate in the late Mondua's house, where Mambila stakeholders gathered, the question I asked him in that place on education, and when he didn't answer, my reaction after he left, my reaction to our people, most of them, they are still alive. They can attest to this interview that what Comrade is saying, Comrade is telling the truth. Yes, he did ask that question on that occasion. See, we must not pretend. Because the reason why we are saying this one, that we are at the threshold of another phase of our political evolution.
Sure.
2023 is around.
Very close.
And so, Tarabans should shine their eyes. They should wake up. We should not be deceived. Because once, twice beaten, you will be four times and a fool forever. So we should not allow ourselves to go down the same lane. We should think very well. Selling of Highland tea, it is not even an idea to be contemplated. We have petitioned the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. We have written our reactions.
To the company.
It is online to the company and every other place that people need to listen to say that don't do this. Don't do this. It is very dangerous. Don't do this. Don't come tomorrow and say that, no, we did not say so. We are saying that don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I would have loved us to talk about politics a little, but I'm sure this is more important to go out to the people. So
no, if it is politics, let's talk politics. Are we afraid of?
Well, we are not afraid of talking about politics because it is politics that brings in things like this. You just hit it.
Without the state, there will not be politics.
Well, you just hit it on the head there, on the nail, exactly. You were part of those who brought in this government. How come you made such a mistake, if you call that a mistake today? And now, how do you think we will correct such a mistake 2023? I don't want us to lament over spilled milk, so I'm not asking directly for you to answer us how you made such a mistake, if you said it was a mistake.
The first mistake was to bring somebody from without.
Okay, what do you mean without?
From outside of Taraba.
But he's a Taraban as well.
No, he's a Taraban, yes, but he...
As
far as an average Tarabans know that he's an outsider. Does not know what is happening in the state.
Okay.
Doesn't know.
You think the quality of a
He does not know what is happening in the state. In fact, he doesn't know the politics of Taraba state.
Oh.
He has deployed divide and rule tactics where he feels he cannot perform. And that is not good leadership. I can give you an example. So, if it were an indigenous governor, what I mean by that is somebody who grew up, worked, and emerged as governor within the state, he will know exactly where are the problem of these people. I can give you an example. The Reverend Joel Nyame didn't go and work at the federal level, didn't even work in the public sector, but look at his legacies. They are littered all over. Look at his legacies. He started the Joel Nyame Stadium, though Dan Baba completed. Look at the Jalingo Model Market. Look at the specialist hospital. He started the airport, Dan Baba completed. All this one. Look, how about Dan Baba? The modern road network in Jalingo, the bypass, it is Dan Baba. The bypass to the university, it is Dan Baba. The completion of the airport is Dan Baba. The purchase of the Highland tea from NNDC, owners of the previous company, to now to be solely owned by Taraba State government and the 16 local government, was there in Dan Baba. I can go on and on and on and on and on. You went and carried somebody from wherever, and you brought the person came and did not understand our politics at all in Taraba. Now, teachers are not paid, local government staff are not paid, university lecturers are not paid, pensioners are not paid. Every institution of governance has collapsed. You see the mistake we have made. So if we have made this mistake now, we don't need a soothsayer to come to tell us that, hey, CEO, you should be wise in 2023. You don't need a soothsayer. I'm saying this one because my sister, how can you retire from the civil service after 35 years? Those in the local government and primary school teachers who retired since 2017, up to this moment I'm granting you this interview, have not been enrolled in monthly pension 5 years down the line, and their salary stopped. What do you expect? You want those people to all die, and so many have gone. What is on the conscience of this governor? Every night, he and his family, they go to sleep very well, feel fat on our resources. That's not governance. I'm saying this one as somebody who has been an activist, and I know that when the Reverend Joel Nyame was here, I have been to his office on a number of occasions with issues relating to the working condition of teachers and education generally. I have been with Dan Baba. I knew in the public glare, people saw us as if there was no harmony at all between us. No. We only disagreed when issues of workers' demand were never met. But that does not mean that we are enemies. We
Or
are
to
never
make it
enemies.
better for everyone.
Yes. And every civil servant in Tarawa State can attest to the fact that during our time, civil servants never had it worse as it is today. How can you retire as a state civil servant for 10 years? You have not been paid your gratuity. Everyone has become beggars. That is why they churn out more than 300 special advisors to the governor. To do what? To be advising the governor on what?
Really, on what? If you
On
ask
what?
me?
On what?
So moving forward, sir, I wanted to say the delegate election. The primaries are gone. So political parties have made selections already. Our choice has been narrowed down to a few, if you agree with me.
Yes.
Do you see us having that ray of light coming from the few candidates that the
You
delegates have selected so far?
You see, we destroyed this country by refusing to sign the Electoral Act on time, a contentious section of it, to and fro.
The independent candidates, you mean?
No, the one that allowed for direct primaries of the thing, and to and fro, and at the end of the day, they decided to go for the indirect, and as you can know, this indirect thing has brought corruption to the highest level whatsoever in this country.
Don't tell me you are feeling hopeless.
No, the hopelessness is hopeless. Because when a selected few people get to go to decide who rules over either our state or our country, there's going to be a problem. Now, like this, I see jokes on the social media, people saying they want to go to the university and study delegates. So, what our country are we really?
Honestly.
What our country are we really? Now, let us be serious. From 1999 to date, honestly speaking, I do not know whether we have really, yes, uninterrupted
steady democracy.
Yes, but
whether we have improved or not.
No, but I do not understand. No, these political parties, on what ideologies do they stand? Because today you see this group of people, they tell you that they are in PDP. The next moment they are in APC, in NDP, in ABGA, in all this one. So what are they looking for really? So I do not know what ideologies these parties have. In fact, my sister, I sit down, I begin to ask myself. I really ask myself. I thought, while falling in love with the People's Democratic Party, I was like picking the word people and
democratic
and democratic, putting it together. I said, this is where I think my mind will go, because when you have freedom to express or to choose to belong, it's beautiful. But later on, I came and I discovered that today this person who was preaching about free education, free medical care, free that, has gone back to the place where they oppose free education, and then the rest we're just going to and fro. I do not understand the system. Honestly, I do not understand.
If you do not understand, an elder statesman like you,
yes,
what with the millions?
Okay, now
over 200 million.
Yes,
Nigerians.
Yes, let me come to
Where
that.
will that place be?
Let me come to that. We have this elitist thing that is going on in Nigeria called politics. And what they have chosen among themselves is, in the elitist class, it is a club. They recycle the thing among themselves. They have chosen that you and I will be made very poor. Very, very poor. We will not have access to free education, free healthcare, quality drinking water, good roads, this and that. Then when election cycle come, they will carry money in bags and then they'll come. You that in 2 years you have not seen 100 or 200 naira, and if somebody comes with 1,000 naira, you will fly to snatch it from that person's hand. That's the thing that they have subjected us to. In a country where we are really a group of serious people, by this time, after 23 years, whether we are going to have 2 very strong political parties, or 3, or 4, or 5, those people would distinctly pronounce their ideology. And people in this country would have aligned ourselves. In the northern part of this country, we pride ourselves with religious sentiment. Look at how backward we are. Look at how underdeveloped we are. Look at how things have become very worse for us, and etc., etc. Now, if we really love democracy and the power belongs to the people, that we can change and do this one, and the constitution was not written in such a way that it did allow for independent candidature. Yes, if this party reject, but you are good based on your track record, so people will like you to go and represent them, and you will represent them, and then. But unfortunately for us in Nigeria, it's a very, very big, huge thing. I do not know how it is going to evolve, but after 23 years in this republic, and the political parties have not clearly spelled out what ideology they pursue, I'm very worried. I'm very worried. Yes, as an elder, I'm worried. I'm worried because what are we going to tell the younger ones? They look up to us for guidance.
Yeah.
My little kids will see what is happening on television, these killings, these things that are done here and there, and they continue to ask questions that I cannot provide answers to them. It's a very sad thing.
Very well.
Very, very sad. So, let's do away with this delegate system. Let's evolve a system where the people will participate in choosing who they want to represent. Because if it is the direct system of primaries where it involves members of the party, the parties will become more disciplined at the ward level, at the local government level, at the state level, and at the national level. And what forms the basis? The register of members at the ward level will continue to be updated.
Till such a time that the election is at the corner. 4 years.
Exactly.
It's quite a long time.
Right now, these political parties, none of them is keeping any register.
Very well.
I don't even think the Independent National Electoral Commission is having a register of the membership of each political parties in this country.
Well, they say they have already, since it's been transmitted 30 days before the primaries were conducted. But on a final note now, sir, 2023, what's your advice to Tarabans? You sounded more like, oh, you two have given up, but you can't. In as much as we are alive, we'll continue to strive, and then we hope for better days ahead. What lies ahead of us, 2023, the general elections especially?
One thing I do know about the politics of Taraba State, only God himself knows who is going to be the governor.
No matter the dynamics going on now.
Whatever thing that is, it is only the person that God has anointed that he will be governor,
Whether good or bad.
I do not know about that, my sister. What I do know is that if God has destined that so and so person will be the governor, I cannot question the power of the Almighty. But I do know that there are just terrible scenarios on the ground that
you don't see changing.
That you begin to wonder, what type of state are we? I come from Taraba Central, so I'm not going to speak for Southern Taraba or Northern Taraba. People like this can speak for Northern Taraba But for people like us from Central Taraba, we have been so shortchanged in a lot of things. And especially this current dispensation. Can you believe that, madam? In this current dispensation now, there is no single chairman of any board or parastatal from Taraba Central in this government. Everything has been given to people of Taraba South and a few percentage to people of Taraba North. Are they the only people that voted this party or this government to power? So why treat us this way? Now, the way we have been so treated has made the people so angry that if you want to have our blessing, you want us to support you, you must come clearly and meet us, the people of Taraba Central, and tell us that this won't happen again in very concrete terms. Then we may support you.
You may support.
Yes.
You use the word may.
Of course, yes.
Because once beaten, twice shy.
No, it says twice.
All right. So, on that note, we would like to thank you so much for granting us this interview. A lot of facts and information revealed here, but we do hope that the days ahead we'll have to come back to you over and over again to tap from your wealth of knowledge, because the election close. We need to keep talking and talking about these issues to let the electorate understand and make informed choices.
Yes, madam. Final thing I want to say there is that majority of the people, because they have been so deprived of their rights, seem to have lost everything. I don't know if you have taken your time to go to the streets of Jalingo alone. If you go to the street of Jalingo and you see the number of destitutes, the number of young people that are just idling by each end of the streets, these are time bomb. If something is not done and urgently, we have a House of Assembly that are supposed to be there to strengthen, to check the excesses of the executive arm. But I know I have some friends there, but I would like to tell my friends there, the feeling we have in the public is that the UPO are just a bunch of disappointment. Yes, because what is it there that okay, now that questions are propping up that Taraba Investment want to privatize Highland. Where is the House of Assembly? Have they gone on recess? Do they not know, even if they have gone on recess, do they not know that this is an issue of urgent public importance to cut short their recess, to come back and then to tackle? The governor would just write letter to you. See people just say, it is timely, it is. Right. It is timely. It is this. It is this one. This one is timely. We need to second this. We need to approve this. It is timely. It is timely. God should help us.
A nice way to wrap it up. God should help us. From an elder statesman, letting us know that all is not lost. All hope is not lost yet. I'm sure I'm speaking your mind, sir. All hope is not lost yet. Taraba will come up again.